Welcome to the Huddle. We're live here. I'm your host, Michael Lay. To my left,
Daryl Dreer, JB in the building.
All right, fellas. Today's guest is going to be the Pretty Trap Dance Fitness. They'll be on the next segment, and we'll talk about what they do. So let's move on. NBA playoffs, fellas. You know, what y'all want to speak on it? There's a lot of good games going on right now.
Hey, first and foremost, LeBron right now is playing at another level. I mean, he is really earning his status right now as the greatest player in the NBA. Not the greatest player of all time.
Oh,
We're
glad you
stop
cleared
that right now.
All right.
The greatest player in the NBA. He owns LeBron. I mean, he owns Toronto. So,
LeBronto?
LeBronto. That's right.
Okay.
LeBronto. Yeah, they up 3-0 right now. They probably gonna close it out. They have Toronto's heart. Philly is down 3-0. That's a surprise too. I mean, Boston, even with all the injuries, they're still their coach Brad Stevens, man. He's doing a great job. So, that's pretty much it. Western Conference, we know what's gonna happen. It's gonna be Houston and
Golden State.
Yeah, Golden State. So looking forward to that.
Although I did want the Pelicans to at least make it at least 6 games, but it ain't looking like it. It ain't looking like it.
It's 3-1 now, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
it got real. I mean, after watching the first game with Boston and 76ers, 3-0 isn't too far-fetched. Even though Sixers did enough to win the game, they just blew it at the end. Pause. But
That's important.
So, but as far as LeBron is concerned, great shots he's made the last few games. I can admit that. My question is, as a fan, where is this the whole career? Like, what? All of a sudden, you feel like because you ain't got no Kobe's in the way no more, and nothing like that. Now you want to swell your chest up. It's like the dude around the way that pick on the guy that's not about to fight. You know?
Yeah. What's amazing though too is he's doing this. I mean, really, essentially by himself. Now, Kevin Love had a couple good games, and Jeff Green had a good game, but this is not a great team. But they have some people that's contributing. I mean, he's putting the team on his back. I mean, it's a Magic Johnson-like performance.
So let me ask y'all a question: can a team be great when you can't play your position?
I don't know.
George Hill not allowed to bring the basketball up the floor. Kevin Love can't play in the post. He did the last 2 games. Guess what he's done? Great points. All right. Just figured I would, throw that out there,
Definitely.
So, also, this past weekend, we, really yesterday, we went to a celebrity basketball game thrown by New York Giants, A.J. Francis, newly signed. Congratulations to the brother. He threw a charity basketball game to raise money for Sarah's House. Sarah's House helps, kids between they said 2 days and I think, 18 or something?
2 days old?
2 days old.
Dang,
so people
fresh out.
dropping the kids off, unfortunately. So they raise money for this organization who helps the community out there in Anne Arundel County. And they had a multitude of people there. They had Torrey Smith. They had Vernon Davis there. They had what's his last name? I know you know.
Kill Carr.
Kill Carr, there you go. A.K.A. Crime Stopper, as he says.
Baltimore finest.
Yeah, it's pretty. He had the moves, as Drew said. And then they had also the DMV rapper, was it Mike D'Angelo? Does a lot in the community. So it was good. It was definitely good energy there.
Quick point, you know why they call Quill Carr the Crime Stopper?
Why they call him that?
So when he was in high school, man, they used to they said the crime in Baltimore would stop because everybody would come and watch him play. So that's why he's known as the Crime Stopper. He was one of the first people with the mixtapes on YouTube.
Hey man, well shout out to the kid for keeping the streets safe, man. Killer crossover, but only on the court. Well, look, we're gonna come back to you guys in a few minutes. Stay tuned after these commercials.
Where did the name come from? Like, why did you pick Wing Builders?
Wow. So when I was in 8th grade, my last year playing with Silver Hill, I had a coach. I remember like my last practice. It still stick with me. I'm 31 now. I was 13, and I remember he sat us down and he said, this can be our last game in Boys and Girls Club. Some of y'all never gonna play football again. Most of y'all are gonna just be hall walkers.
Wow.
And I thought it was like, I guess I got it. Like now I look at it, I was like, I get it. Like it's tough love type deal, but some of us didn't have our dads in our lives. Some of us might have lived with grandparents. And we were 13, so I thought that was like a tough thing to tell a kid at 13 years old. Like, you don't know how it can impact me, impact them. Like, for me, it was kind of like in the bag with motivation, right? But at some point, you gotta realize, like, there's not enough negativity in the world to keep you going. Once you reach a point, people gonna love you. Then, well, how you gonna respond to that? So, you know, I just felt like no kid deserved to have their wings clipped. You know, no kid deserved to feel like his circumstances should make him be destined for failure. So, every kid I deal with, I try to meet them where they are, and I try to make sure that I can make sure that they're the best version of themselves.
Welcome back. We have the Pretty Trap Fitness Dance Group here. 2 of the 3 members. Ladies, introduce yourselves.
My name is Brigitta.
Okay, and
My name is Elena.
all right. So nice. First of all, let's clap it up for the young ladies. So y'all came here with your tank tops on, looking all strong. You know, you're embarrassing me. You know, I had to cover up. So, as you guys can see, we got a whole DVD here. This ain't half a DVD, it's a whole one. You know what I'm saying? Wrapped in the plastic, all professional. They got some real merchandise. So, what made y'all create a DVD, first of all?
Well, pretty much, I mean, I love to dance. I love, back in the day when I was in college, I'm a Florida A&M Rattler.
Okay.
So, I used to, let's go. So, I used to like to get my dance on and everything, and I figured, I'm like, why not come up with a fun way? Because, you know, they have Zumba, they have all those other genres of music, and I'm like, why not do it to trap music? You know, we like to dance, like to get it in. So, I actually called up Brigitta, and I'm like, girl, let's do a DVD.
Keep in mind, we barely knew each other.
Yeah, barely knew each other.
Just met her through her
Yeah,
husband.
exactly. And I was like, and I knew she did Zumba, so I was like, oh, and she was a cheerleader, so I was like,
network.
Exactly. I was like, oh, so she already knows some choreograph. That means I can do like half. She can do half. I said, bam. So, and then mind you, we did this within like a month. Maybe?
Yes, this was within 30 days.
Yeah, within 30 days, we got this together.
So you guys are planners.
We're impulsive.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
But we execute quickly.
Exactly.
okay.
We're impulsive and we like to execute.
Okay, so, well, you know, I should ask this first, but what inspired you to do the workouts? I mean, we know you like to dance, but what made you want to get into the workout realm?
Well, for me, it was just a part of who I am, part of my upbringing. I've always been an athlete. I've been cheering since I was in elementary school, all the way through Boys and Girls Club, high school, college, coaching, all-star, all of that. So for me, it was just a way of life.
Yeah, I agree. Like, same with me. I was in the Air Force. My dad's prior military, retired Air Force. My mom's a PE teacher.
Both of us are military kids.
My brother played D1 football, so like I'm used to that. Fitness is me. I live it, eat it, breathe it. So.
Well, I must say, I'm glad that you guys continued on. I was an athlete my whole life. Can't tell now, because I stopped. But, hey, Carl, go ahead.
So where can we get the DVD? Somebody want to order the DVD, how can they get it?
Well, they can log on to www.prettyfitwithelena.com, and you'll just scroll down and you'll see me and Brigitta's picture and everything. You just click on that link and it'll take you to a form to fill out, and we'll get it sent out to you.
Okay. And I seen you got some apparel. I seen you advertising.
This is some of our Pretty Trap apparel. We got some crop tops and everything too. So ladies can look out for that soon. It'll also be available on the website soon by this June.
Okay. So do y'all let the men come into the class too? Can we come get our dance
I
on?
love when the men come in and aren't scared to dance and work out with us.
It looked like you was,
Why are you guys looking at me?
I mean,
Because I'm trying to get y'all.
I can come in. I can pass out waters when people are a little dehydrated.
You can go ahead and
You know,
dive in.
I could be the DJ. You know, I had many
A live
times.
DJ?
Okay.
We'll take a
Can
live
you DJ and work out at the same time?
No, I can't. I'm not multitasking.
I'll be in the back though. I'll be in the back.
What you gonna be doing in the back, son?
I did a little 1-2 in the back.
1, 2. Is
I
that a
can't-
1, 2 DJ 1, 2?
Nah, 1, 2 step, 1, 2
Okay.
step.
That
In the
works.
back though.
That
Because
works,
I don't
though.
want nobody to see me.
Hey.
So
Yeah.
we got Pretty Trap Chateau going, you know. So, you know what I'm saying? So look, I understand y'all dance trap music. Y'all gonna do some pretty go-go music?
We do a little bit of
Yeah,
everything.
well,
We literally
yeah.
have done hip hop. We do R&B. We have some go-go flair in it, Afro beat, soca, dancehall.
Whatever
We
you
do it
want,
all.
we got it. Yeah.
The trap aspect actually is broken down into an acronym.
Yeah, exactly. What trap
So
stands
what's
for?
the acronym?
Team Rhythm Aerobics Party.
Okay.
So we actually wanted to flip that and actually make it mean something positive, because I know sometimes when people hear like, oh gosh, pretty trap, they're like,
Another
oh.
trap event.
Exactly. They're like, oh gosh, but it actually means something positive for us to bring women and men together to come out and dance. And then like Brigetta said, we kind of branching it off into different things too. We're just not into just to trap music. We do another class like with toning, with weights and stuff too. So we kind of give you a little bit of whatever you want as far as in the fitness realm.
Yeah.
So beyond the classes, so what's next for the classes? I know you got the trap classes, the other class. So what else? Do you do personal training, like one-on-one sessions with people?
I do one-on-one training sessions. Do meal plans. I'll come to your house if it's a referral. You gotta know a friend. I want anybody's house now. Don't hit me up. Be like, wait, I need to go.
Meal
No.
plans.
And we was checking the meal plan out. So this stuff that you do for yourself, like that you do at home.
Exactly. That's the type of stuff that I like to eat.
You show up to E's
Yes.
house and she's eating her leaves and her trees and all that. Yes.
So this is a 30-day meal plan.
Yes.
Okay. So what can I eat? That's the question I need
You
to
can
ask.
eat. It has a variety of everything on there. I kind of made it for like the person who eats like chicken and fish diet. Chicken, fish, and it has shrimp on there.
Oh, okay.
So I don't really eat pork. I'm sorry.
It's
I don't
okay.
eat it.
It's
So
okay.
we don't have any pork or beef, and it has ground turkey on there too. So.
Well, that's really salty. I'm interested. It's interesting.
No, you don't have to
They use a
salt.
lot of salt to preserve the ground turkey.
Well, you gotta look at the salt content.
Well,
when
nothing you
get
can do
it.
about that unless
And
you make your own ground turkey.
spices.
All right,
I
Go ahead and get you a
I
turkey.
used to hunt.
I have a question. Since I'm a snacker, as you can see, what are the good snacks you could have?
You can do like I have on there. It's a handful of almonds.
Well, I
You
do
can
like
do-
almonds.
okay.
I'm at Wegmans.
Okay.
Okay.
You can do peanut butter and apples.
That's a little.
The hummus and carrots is on
That
there.
doesn't sound attractive at all.
It's good. You gotta try the taco flavor.
Taco flavor.
Yes,
huh?
exactly. See, y'all's ears perked up. See.
Yeah, I don't eat hummus. I don't like chickpeas and all. So I
We
don't
just
eat
had
hummus.
the Cinco de Mayo. Could have
I
got
should
me a
have
little hummus.
brought y'all some. And y'all would've
You
should-
should have. You got the bag over there with everything else in it. You might as well brought the hummus. You know, I mean, so what's next for you guys? You have the DVD, you have the meal plan, you're bringing the ladies together. Do you guys have another avenue you're trying to expand to?
Well, I also include stress management and the mental health aspect into our brand from a different angle. And then we're also going to expand nationally to include other instructors who want to train under the Pretty Trap brand and learn our choreography and our moves and our style to be able to teach classes wherever they live.
Yep. So we're trying to brand it like nationally. Trying to have girls, like she said, instructors, and also too, if you want to train with me, I'm actually now on an app called Trainiac, where it's an online training app on the Apple Store. So if you can't meet with me in person, you don't live here in Maryland, you just go to the Apple Store and download the Trainiac app and search Elena as your trainer, and you get 2 free workouts on me.
And we do travel too.
Yep,
So we
we
do fly
travel,
to other
so-
states to teach classes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So, what if you're an Android user? Is there a way to?
I think there is. Don't quote me.
I mean, I just figured I would ask because I know the people would want to
I
know.
know for sure. Let me know if you're not. Let me know. I'll try to contact the owner of the app and see if there's something they're looking to expand in. If there's enough users. So.
All right. So let me get this. You guys, you dance, you work out, you're helping people work out. You're a life coach now. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm an esthetician. I just graduated aesthetic school too. I forgot about that. We help you with everything: your fitness, your nutrition, your beauty, and your mental
all
health.
that.
Yeah.
You know, I
One-stop shop.
Yeah.
had some complications with my taxes this year. I doing taxes next year too?
I don't do numbers.
We can refer you. We know somebody.
Oh, okay. I mean, I
Trust me,
figured
we
out
got
that.
something
We got
for everything.
somebody.
I mean, you guys seem to be on the roll here. We know we appreciate you. So, you used to be a cheerleader.
Yes.
In light of the recent news of the Redskins cheerleaders, how would you have handled that situation? Do you know much about it?
About the calendar shoot and them
Yes.
being pimped out.
Yes. Showing they went
Yeah,
topless. For
they
a
went
shoot.
topless.
And then they had them be escorts to the
I
dinner
felt
parties
like
and
I
everything.
had so many more questions than I had the answers when I'm reading it. I'm like, so how did they respond in the moment? Did they just silently go along with this? Because I feel like the way I'm set up.
Well, you're just gonna be like, forget this squad, because they only get paid like $50.
I was gonna say you're not paying me enough to endure this.
I figured I'd ask. I don't know the profession that
I was
way.
reading it like, couldn't have been me, but I wasn't there, so that's why I said I had more questions than actual answers.
Well, former Redskins cheerleaders, if you want something to do, you come hang out with them. The pretty T.R.A.P fitness dance class, and get your calories burned.
Come be a pretty T.R.A.P dance fitness instructor.
Yeah, you keep your clothes on too.
Yes.
So, so again, let everybody know how to get in contact with you, how to purchase your DVD as well.
I'm on Instagram at total__UYOU, and I'm on Facebook at Jizzy GIZZY Moves.
And I am on Instagram at Team Pretty Fit, and also on Facebook at Pretty Fit Fitness LLC, and website www.prettyfitwithelena.com.
Yes. Oh, and not to forget our third partner, Kai.
Yes, Kai.
She's on Instagram at MONTIFlex.
Yes.
All right, so I got one question.
She's your physical therapist.
Yes, exactly. We got a physical therapist in the crew.
One-stop shop.
So this DVD says 35 minutes. Is this a true 35 minutes?
It is.
Or is it like one of those misleading, it's going to be like 5 more minutes? Workout people always say last rep,
Cool
10
down
times.
and all that.
So is the last 5 minutes like 6 minutes, 7 minutes?
This is the 35 minutes without all the fluff. So this is after we've cut out all the extra time. It's 35 minutes of you moving.
Yep.
Oh, so the warm up and everything?
Yes. From the warm up, from start to finish, even our cool down. Yeah, a cool down is really a cool down, because that's the only part where you really are cooling down.
It need to be that time. That's how my brain works.
That's how your brain works.
Go
Just
get the 30
tell
But
me
you'll
the
be
time.
having so much fun, you won't even pay attention to the time.
No, you don't know how my joints are.
We got something for that.
Oh, what? You got the.
We'll discuss that offline.
Oh,
we have a regimen for joints. I have arthritis. We can discuss this.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, they brought the suitcase here. They have on the. They're prepared.
Whatever you need, we got you.
They're prepared. Well, ladies, we thank y'all so much for coming on the show, sharing what you do.
Always welcome. Always welcome.
If you guys have an event you want us to come to, I'll take pictures, not participate.
I
Because
thought
I'm
you
not.
said you were gonna participate.
Don't get excited.
What if we do our go-go glow party? Are you gonna come and participate?
I don't know if I can take pictures there. It's
That
gonna be a
sounds
glow
Don't be in
party.
the dark.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
You don't have a light?
I got a light, but it might make people a little nervous. People get a little.
No, they used to it.
Well, let us know,
Okay.
and we'll come through. We'll try our best to accommodate you with our services.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on, and hey, check their DVD out and help these young ladies because they're doing positive things out here. Welcome to the Huddle.
The Pitts League not just your ordinary midnight league. It's very competitive. A lot of the better players in the area definitely come out here and play.
This is where you go to get a good run in, come out here late night and just play 5-on-5 against great competition.
You'll see good players, people with bounce, some NBA stars. Come up in here playing around, not bring your A game, you will get cooked. That's why I say bring your A game, not your name.
The Pitts League stands for Positive Innovation to Succeed. Basically means you have a plan, some type of checklist, some type of goals in life to succeed. If not, you'll fail. The Pitts League is a midnight league comprised of 14 teams out the DMV area. 7-game season, 7-game elimination playoff. Lose, you go home. You win, you have bragging rights for the summer. Basically, come prepared or get embarrassed.
There's not any midnight league in the area. This is a great spot to actually get 3 workouts in one day. And you can't take anybody for granted out here on the court because this league is tough.
The Pitts League offers its players a chance to stay in shape, stay out of trouble, and give back to the community. It also offers them an indoor venue to showcase their talent. It offers the community a chance to see players they've never seen before, and also offers them hope.
The reason I play for the Pitts League is just to get some good run in.
I play because I love the game, come out here, play, talk trash, have some fun.
The Pitts League slogan is bring your A game, not your name. Basically, it's come prepared or you will get embarrassed.
And we're back. We have a few extra people joining the panel today. We have Mike Munson, a returning guest. Also, he helps the Huddle out. And then we also have Sean at the end. Gentlemen, how you guys doing?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Pretty good. Hey, man, pretty good. So let's get to it. Everybody up here loves some sports, man. So, let's talk about it a little bit. Playoffs are going on. Playoff tickets cost a lot. As a fan, do you think it's okay for fans to pretty much say anything, do anything they want to do while they're at the game? Example, Drake, very voices opinions a lot at the game. Got into it with Kendrick Perkins. Should fans be able to do what they want because they pay their dollar? What do y'all think?
Absolutely not. No, not at all. At the end of the day, these players are human too. So how would you feel if wherever you're working, that somebody come cursing you out?
It happens.
That's part of the game.
It is.
Like, look at baseball. They talking shit, talking trash is part of baseball.
Hey.
So why basketball they can't?
Hey.
Yeah, but there gotta be levels to it. You just can't say anything.
As long as the fan ain't on the court and they ain't throwing nothing on the court,
so
you gotta be able to block that out.
Let's if we want to include all the sports, football it's a little different. Fans are further away. Baseball, similar aspect unless you're close to the dugout area. So of course you can hear that. Basketball, you right there, consistently. So
we seen some crazy things happen in basketball. Look at the past, like that Detroit, and it was a Detroit and Indiana years ago.
Yeah.
Ron Artest and all them. So that was a bad situation. So I think you have to be mindful. You got to be respectful. But so you have some people like the Philly crowd. Philly gonna be Philly. I mean, no respect for Philly fans. I just don't. Y'all had y'all time, whatever. But they're gonna have. They're going to be Philly. They threw snowballs at Santa Claus, man. They booed Santa Claus.
Hey,
so,
man, Santa's don't be providing sometimes, man.
Yeah. Nah, it was just, Clint Portis, Chris Thompson.
Then they break the Redskin Indian
arms.
They actually broke his arm?
Leg or something,
they out here.
Man, but at the end of the day, you're a human being, man. Certain things you just can't say to people. Period. I don't care. You can look at them like athletes and you pay your money. They still human beings.
But you look at superstars, so you look at Drake right now. He's taking an L right now. Light skinned guys, y'all taking L's right now. He want to let you know he got a big meal for a little second, right? But now Kendrick Perkins, we took it back. But look, all I'm saying is, dude, he got to calm down. You got to calm down. They memeing him up right now too.
Hey, he's taking
L's. From 02 to 03, so down 03 now. You know what I'm saying? This is a bad situation for Drake right now.
They say LeBron's playing.
Yeah, LeBron's playing. I did see the music video. It was pretty clever. So, Mike, from a perspective of being on the other side, you coach. How can the NBA try to eliminate some of these issues with fans, being too close to the situation?
I think you just got to put them out. They've been putting fans out lately when they step in line, but people get drunk. You got alcohol playing parts. You know what I mean? I don't think you can stop it.
Yeah.
But people gotta be mindful. The fans gotta be mindful that these people are human beings, and certain things you're just not gonna take.
All right. So since we got a panel up here, I just want to change gears real quick from this question. As I watch the playoffs, as a fan / used to be player type of thing, the moving pick, is it getting too far out of control now? Is it going to take somebody to get hurt? Because it's getting a little reckless. I done seen a pick go from the free throw line to the 3-point line. And, is it helping the game? Is it a common thing amongst players that they understand is happening and they just cool with it? Or, does it need to be stopped at some point? What do y'all think?
A lot of things in the game have changed.
Yeah.
Moving pick would be one of them. This Euro step stuff that's happening. All these travels, foul calls. But to answer your question more specifically, watching the moving pick now is almost like watching Dancing with the Stars. Like you said, they're moving the whole time right together in unison. So I mean, it definitely changed the game, and it makes me not even want to watch the games sometimes.
Okay, so let me see. Oh, so considering what's happened in the playoffs the last couple games, has LeBron stolen the MVP candidacy from James Harden?
If you look at the numbers before the playoffs, LeBron had better numbers than James Harden. I think it's the fact that James Harden got a better record. They won the West, and you got to look at stuff like that.
But they got a better team too.
Yeah.
Much better team, because anybody can go get a bucket on the Rockets.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, what is the MVP? Is the MVP for the whole year, or is it just for the regular season?
It's regular season.
So,
the votes honestly should be in. I mean, just judging from the regular season, do you think LeBron had a better season than James Harden, or James Harden is hands down favorite?
If you consider everything that went into LeBron's season this year, changing the players, changing the roles, and the whole nine, and then he turns it up in the playoffs when it really matters, it'll be hard not to vote for him. And then you look at the James Harden situation where he has consistency. You know, he's been playing with these guys for a lot longer than LeBron's been playing with his supporting cast. So if I had to vote, I would still go James Harden. Only because I'm a LeBron hater. You know, he's being compared to
speak out.
But I mean, it's crazy, man. LeBron literally, dog. He literally went. He didn't go to. He traded his whole team, dog. He one night he got upset. He said, "Look, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna revamp this whole thing. Look, I'm trading you, dog. I'm getting rid of you. Get all these other people.
He even got this man up out there. Got D Wade up out there.
Got D Wade. He said, D Wade, dog, you gotta go. You gotta go. Hey, pack your bags, go back to Miami. It's your Crowder. It's time to roll, dog." He got rid of all them, and they got him another team. And I mean, dog, they're about to win the East.
Why do you think LeBron gets so much hate, though?
I think because he's not the killer on the court that people want him to be, because he's such a dominant player, dominant body size, and I mean, he pretty much has all the skill. His jump shot is not consistent all the time, but he has the capability to stretch the floor 15, 17 for the three-pointer. He could do all that. But I think because he's hyped, or he was hyped before high school, he actually met up with the hype. And that's what I commend him on.
I mean, to be considered a king at 16 years old and still play at a high level at 30, what are you, 33, 34?
34.
No off the court issues, take care of his kids, been with his wife. Why so many people hate this guy? I can't figure that part out.
I hate him on the court. Off the court, I don't really know him that good.
Right.
So what's your problem with LeBron on the court, man?
I'll tell you where my problem started. The decision. We went through all of this to see you go to Miami and play with a guy who was on the same tier as you, and you consider that to the Michael Jordans and the Kobe Bryants of the world. They would have never done anything like that. So I felt like at one point he was chasing championships by going to create super teams.
Gotcha.
You know, it kind of, that type of thing changed the game, because now you see everybody doing it. Everybody feels like it's okay to do that. I'm used to the era where you were drafted or where you were chosen. That's what you played, and you fought for a championship.
All right. Well, speaking of eras, we're gonna go to a commercial break real quick, and when we come back, we're gonna speak on some eras. We'll be right back.
Where did the name come from? Like, why did you pick Wing Builders?
Wow. So when I was in 8th grade, my last year playing with Silver Hill, I had a coach. I remember like my last practice. It still stick with me. I'm 31 now. I was 13, and I remember he sat us down and he said, "You know, this can be our last game in Boys and Girls Club. Some of y'all never gonna play football again. Most of y'all are gonna just be hall walkers."
Wow.
And I thought it was like, I guess I got it. Like now I look at it, I was like, I get it, like it's tough love type of deal. But some of us didn't have our dads in our lives. Some of us might have lived with grandparents. And we were 13, so I thought that was like a tough thing to tell a kid at 13 years old. Like, you don't know how it can impact me, like impact them. Like for me, it was kind of like in the bag with motivation, right? But at some point, you got to realize like it's not enough negativity in the world to keep you going. Once you reach a point, people gonna love you. Then, well, how you gonna respond to that? So, you know, I just felt like no kid deserved to have their wings clipped. You know, no kid deserves to feel like his circumstances should make him be destined for failure. So, every kid I deal with, I try to meet them where they are, and I try to make sure that I can make sure that they're the best version of themselves.
And we're back. All right, fellas. Since we're on the NBA, let's talk about a problem that's been going on all year with Kawhi Leonard and the Spurs. It's very, you know, it's not normal for the Spurs to have any kind of controversy. Pretty close knit team, keep things under wraps. What do you think they should do with him? What do you think, Mike?
I think it's a bigger issue than what they putting on in the public. They said, last article I read, that Leonard has went like 4 or 5 weeks without even returning their calls. So I don't know what the issue is. If you're not happy there, you gotta let them go. You can't keep nobody there when they're not happy. And I heard him say that Pop practices be too hard and Pop need to take it easy. So it's an issue somewhere. I don't know what's going on, but it's an issue.
So, I mean, his contract is something stupid, you know, $219 million. I mean, what are the options? No, is anybody gonna pick up that tab?
Oh yeah, he top 5 player. Yeah. I mean, if not, I mean, a lot of people consider him top 3 last year behind KD and LeBron. So, yeah, that's a lot of respect for him. So, the thing is, we're gonna have to trade him. Wiz, you know, we can work up a trade. I'm trying to get Ernie Grunfeld up out of there anyway.
Man, that's
so, you know what I mean? Hey, look, we can work something out, and we can definitely get him back in. Pause.
What's going on? Oh, okay. So, yeah. So, all right. So this is me personally, since I'm a Heat fan. Oh, we're gonna go to the commercial. I apologize.
Where did the name come from? Like, why did you pick wing builders?
Wow. So when I was in 8th grade, my last year playing with Silver Hill, I had a coach. I remember like my last practice. It still stick with me. I'm 31 now. I was 13, and I remember he sat us down and he said, "You know, this can be our last game and Boys and Girls Club. Some of y'all never gonna play football again. Most of y'all are gonna just be hall walkers."
Wow.
And I thought it was like, I guess I got it. Like now I look at it, I was like, I get it, like tough love type deal. But some of us didn't have our dads in our lives. Some of us might have lived with grandparents. And we were 13, so I thought that was like a tough thing to tell a kid at 13 years old. Like, you don't know how it can impact me, like impact them. Like for me, it was kind of like in the bag with motivation, right? But at some point, you gotta realize like there's not enough negativity in the world to keep you going. Once you reach a point, people gonna love you. Then, well, how you gonna respond to that? So, you know, I just felt like no kid deserved to have their wings clipped. You know, no kid deserves to feel like his circumstances should make him be destined for failure. So, every kid I deal with, I try to meet them where they are, and I try to make sure that I can make sure that they're the best version of themselves.
Oh, okay. All right. So Durham, you said Kawhi's top 5, right?
Right.
Would you start your franchise with him, or wouldn't you?
Man, I don't know. That's a tough question. I'm just saying what the pundits say. I don't know.
Okay.
Right now, I mean, but Kyle, when you look at him overall, when you look at the team overall and what he's able to do, he's able to elevate a team. Now, obviously, he was under Coach Pop, which is like the greatest coach in the NBA, in my opinion. So, you know, he coaches defense, he preaches defense. So the thing is, what will he do when he's outside of that organization? That's what I'm kind of curious about.
What's your thoughts on Deshaun?
I always judge players by that.
Okay.
What type of system are you coming from? Why do you look so good there? I wouldn't take Kawhi and start a franchise with him.
Okay.
I don't think he's done anything that great to warrant being considered top 5. at all. I mean, the guy played 9 games last year. We're talking about making a trade for somebody who's getting $219 million a year and only played 9 games.
Well,
I don't want him.
I'm a Heat fan and I want him. You know what we can do? We can ship Whiteside and Deion Waiters out, bring in Boogie, and then just flat out just pay Kawhi because we got bread. We ain't paying nobody. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, if you hear me out there, Heat, handle your business. You know, because we need some buckets. We not getting them. We play good defense.
Bye-bye, Otto Porter. Bye-bye.
Oh,
love you, boys. Georgetown. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Gotta go.
So, I mean, the Wizards got a lot of money tied up. Can they afford a Kawhi? Even if they get rid of Otto Porter, Mahinmi, and Gortat, that's $219 million, brother.
Hey, Otto Porter would be first thing out.
Yeah.
You got a lot of bad contracts.
They got a ton.
That's
of
why
bad
Ernie Grunfeld gotta go.
Yeah.
I mean, they pay.
Sorry if you see this, Ernie.
If you want to check, go to the Wizards.
Yeah,
they are paying.
They're giving it away for free.
So, do you think Kawhi is top 5, Muscle?
I think it's a system.
Oh.
Like Pop got that Belichick thing. You know, you come get in the system and you succeed in it. But like to go on his own and I don't know. I have to think about that one.
So he like a Klay Thompson, cause Klay goes somewhere else.
You don't think so?
He better not be a number 1. He can't dribble the ball.
I take him as a shooter.
Yeah, he can be a shooter. He a shooter.
He catch and shoot.
Yeah.
With the best of them.
He's somebody that would kill with like he would kill with like John Wall. He would kill with John Wall.
You think he'd be good with John Wall?
Perfect match.
So you'll do it. Y'all wow. Crowd is a little disrespectful today, ladies and gentlemen. We got some distractions here in the studio. The childish. But anyway, Kawhi, will he be good with the Wizards? You keep Bill too?
If you're able to keep Bill, but I don't think you'll be able to keep contract to contract.
So Bill gotta go.
Bill probably had to go.
Porter gotta go. Mahinmi, Gortat. Who else?
Man, I'll trade the whole team, bro.
Hey, throw away the whole. Well, you heard it here first on the huddle. Throw the whole team away. You know what I'm saying? So look, we're gonna move on. Still talking about basketball. You guys watched the season. You watched these 2 young players, Ben Simmons, Donovan Mitchell, play throughout the year. Both really good talents. They help their teams in different ways. Who do you guys consider to be the rookie of the year? Now, granted, playoffs don't count, but forget all that. We're going to look at these playoffs, too, as far as this panel is concerned. Me, personally, I'm going to go Donovan. I'll explain why later, but I'll let you guys speak on it.
I got a question. Did anybody see Donovan play in college?
Yeah, he wasn't this.
Yeah, where he come from?
He played.
I know he played that, but I'm just saying, where did he come from?
And look, I don't know if he was being held back or something.
Dude, tough.
Because he was not doing this in college. I mean, I remember him specifically. I was like, he all right. He going to the league. I don't know why. Now I'm like, oh, he a beast. He like a baby D Wade. With that little putback he did, I said, oh, what you call it, Neil? The monkey joint. Pause. Anyway, so I mean, who you got over there, Sean?
I'm gonna take Ben Simmons. I like what that young guy's doing in the NBA.
Oh yeah.
If you go stat for stat with Donovan Mitchell, as a point guard, he has a better shooting percentage than a shooting guard. Although he's not putting up the same amount of points, he's off by maybe five points a game, which he should be from the point guard standpoint. The assists are there, the height is there, the future, the ceiling is there. I'm taking Ben Simmons.
So you trust in the process?
Yes, I do.
All right. How about you, Durrell?
I'm going with Donovan Mitchell. You know, I always say, so even though it's Ben Simmons' first year on the court, it's not his first year in the city, it's not his first year in the building. So I also respect the fact that Donovan Mitchell was able to come in, get acclimated to his city, get acclimated to the building, which is a whole lot. I mean, you gotta, you know, as a pro, you gotta figure out where I'm gonna get my clothes dry cleaned at, where I'm gonna, you know, eat at, and where I'm gonna lay my head down at. So they gotta do all of that stuff, and then, you know, he still is able to succeed on the court. So I got to give it to him for Rookie of the Year.
Shout out to the dry cleaners. Durrell's best dressed at his job. You know what I'm saying? Muscle, who you got, man?
I'm taking Donovan.
You gonna take Donovan?
Same thing he said. Like Ben Simmons, even though he didn't play a whole year, he's been in the league and he traveled and he know how to work around and operate, and it was new for Donovan. So I'm taking Donovan.
The reason I go Donovan, and I really like Ben Simmons' game. I mean, he does a lot for the team. He really does. Um, but he's still limited because of that jump shot. So unless he gets that running start like LeBron, useless. You know what I'm saying?
He getting exposed too in the playoffs.
Yeah, he's getting exposed. He's getting guarded even in the post by much smaller players, like with ease. So he just has to develop a little bit more, learn how to be dominant on the block.
But his ceiling is a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot high. It's definitely a lot
His
high.
upside is crazy.
Donovan Mitchell just has a lot of poise, man, and he's not afraid of the moment. He gets timely buckets. That's what impresses me the most.
But I also think Philly has a better team, so he has a better team around him.
The Donovan Mitchell, yeah, because Mitchell, honestly, I didn't know where the points was going to come for them this year, and so that's been the biggest thing I've seen, that he's provided those buckets that disappeared with the trades and folks leaving and everything. So definitely go with him. So look, man, and at all the sports, even in general everyday to day life, folks get caught up for smoking marijuana, the weed. um, do you think it should be allowed in sports or just legalized? Period. Do you think it'll be a good thing for sports? Will it help the game? Will it help the players medically? And the other thing that's have to be necessarily recreational use, but do y'all think there's a positive in approving or legalizing marijuana?
I have two names I can throw out.
Okay.
One in the NBA, one in the NFL.
Okay.
Randy Moss,
Mm-hmm.
Allen Iverson. Both got caught smoking marijuana. Some of the best players we've ever seen in the sport. I don't have any issues with it. I don't do it, but I don't have any issues with it.
Shout out to the disclaimer.
I don't mind it either, as long as you don't play high. I don't think people should be playing high, but whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, even in the medical field, it has medicinal purposes for people who have, cancer, HIV, or, not that I know anything about any of that at all, thank God. But as my grandparents say, the reefer, you know what I'm saying? It has a purpose, and I definitely think that it's something that we need to study more, because especially from a healing aspect, it definitely can help athletes out.
They may even start to consider it as a PED, because I got another name I can throw out. Michael Phelps. Yeah. We're talking about an Olympian here. Marijuana.
Mike stay high, don't he?
Yeah, he retired, so he doing his thing now, I'm sure.
He had to go to rehab, I think. He get fried and everything.
Yeah, he got caught down Salisbury.
Shout out to Michael Phelps. I think it should be approved, especially if it's being used medically. Al Harrington has a lot of avenues he's working on with marijuana, and so he had a cream that was made, and he used it throughout playing in the Big Three this past season, the first season they had. He said after the first game, he was in so much pain. He was like, man, he's about to call up and be like, look, I'm about to be down. I'm too old. My body hurt. He said, but then he got the approval for the cream, so he decided to use it. And he said, man, he was perfectly fine the rest of the season. I'm just like, man, I need that cream right now. But it got to be legalized.
And I guess the issue is like when you smoke, you smoke weed, like how do you determine when somebody has smoked too much? It's like liquor, right? How can you determine when, we know you get
too high?
Yeah, you can take a test, right? You can take a test and they can measure your blood alcohol level, but where is that?
I think they would have to have a specialist come on and be on the medical staff, and find a way to work on it, huh?
Why?
Because
if you're a multi-million-dollar player and you're irresponsible and want to come to the game's high, you put your contract on the line. So
man, look, if you a top 5 player, you don't care.
You see, Matt Barnes say he smoked a J every game before the game.
But it's cats that live like that, like they actually
can't function without.
Yeah,
he said it's part of his routine.
But the crazy part is, like, NFL players, they say there's no reason they should ever get caught, because there's like a 3-month testing window where they test you. Right?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, you got a 3-month.
So you know the test coming.
Yeah,
why you can't put it down?
You can smoke weed anytime after that.
If you say that if marijuana helps with your pain, is that not part of the game? Pain. So if I'm cutting out pain.
But But the pain, you're relieving the pain through cream and not smoking. That's what.
But it's still a drug.
You're right.
Smoking or rubbing
You're
off,
right.
you're eliminating pain, whereas everybody else is out there dealing with pain.
Yeah,
so
man.
Is that not an edge? If I don't have pain, but
Well, that's why he said it's going to be looked at as a PED. You know what I'm saying? So if it comes down, I mean, it's an interesting aspect. Honestly, I don't see it really going forward unless Congress or the government figure out a way to make their money, and then
That's the only reason it's illegal because the government.
once everybody get their paychecks figured out, man, it'll probably be good to go. So let's move on to let's talk about the different eras, man. So earlier it was said, it's a different era that they play in and everything. What era do y'all think is best? Like now we have, like we said, the movie screens. They're not calling it, but more fouls are called, so people are living at the line. The screen and rolls used a lot more when it was more, only Malone and Stockton used that for the most part, but a whole lot of people weren't using it to that extent. Besides them, then you had the '70s. You know what I'm saying? A lot of fundamentals. A lot of good jump shooting and defense.
A lot of Converse.
Yeah, strong ankles was on deck. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, in your aspect, because, majority of people here have seen at least 80s, 90s, 2000s, and now, which era was the most intriguing or the best to you? I'll go with you, Sean. You're the most controversial up here today.
I like to be that way. I'm gonna go with the '90s.
Okay.
That was my favorite era in all sports. Back in the '90s, I was watching football and basketball like it was my job. And when you think about some of the greatest players that are ever mentioned in both of those sports, they were in the '90s. Deion Sanders, Barry Sanders, Michael Jordans of the world, Hakeem Olajuwon, Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe Bryant came into the league in the '90s. So that's why I really enjoyed watching my sports in the '90s.
Yeah, I would agree too. '90s. Not as a fan of basketball because Bullets we were horrible. I mean, we had one good year, but now is the most athletic era that we have. But in terms of the game, and especially in basketball, being able to shoot effectively, being able to have, you had centers that were actual centers during that time. And then, you didn't have all these soft calls that we get right now, which kind of really annoys me. And that's in basketball, football. I ain't really watched too much baseball and hockey, but yeah. So I would agree, 90s.
90s.
Yeah.
All his day.
90s here too, man. I mean, the biggest thing for me is in the 90s, you had good defense, hard-nosed defense, but offensive players were able to go get their own bucket. Like if you had a player that they truly earned a bucket. They worked their way around the defender, through the zones, whatever. Like they play like a man zone or something. They really didn't play real zone.
Hand checking, no layups.
Exactly.
Man, I love it.
So now everybody needs a screen. Can't nobody, everybody have all this athleticism, quick steps, but still can't get around the person. So that's the thing that I noticed the most out of everybody. The basketball comes down the court, shot clock is winding down, and I'm just waiting for the screen because that's when the play gonna get started. That's when the action starts. So that's the difference I see in the eras. Nobody like the '70s and '80s, man.
Can't speak on the '70s.
I mean, I've done some research on the '70s. I'm younger, shall I say. '80s was pretty competitive.
Joe Montana.
Yeah.
Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
Larry Bird.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
People get caught up in, I think, and here's the thing now, we get caught up in a lot of like recent history to where we forget how great Jordan was in the 90s. You know what I mean? Even for him to be in the 40s, at MCI Center back in the day, you know what I'm saying? He was still killing, scoring 40 points. So, and you're right, you had the 80s. The Redskins were good in the 80s, so I should have said the 80s because we ain't done nothing since early 90s.
For me,
early 50s, you don't really know what was going on in the 80s and 70s. We got to go watch the old school channel.
Yeah,
I didn't really see the
black and white, no HD.
No HD.
I like my HD right now. I like my HD. Shout out to the 4K. Shout out to the HD.
The other thing about the '90s I like is how the transition, because you had a lot of great '80s players that was on the back end of their careers, and it was like the passing of the torch. You know, they were still competitive, but this new crop came in and just was like, hey, like Jordan told Magic and Bird on the Olympic team, hey, look, I appreciate everything y'all did, but this is me now. And he took over for real. I mean, it wasn't nothing they could do, and they respected it because you know they had that toughness too. You know, it's not like that now. So that's the other thing that disturbs me. It's like, man, look, be cool in the off season. Don't even talk to me. You know, if you ain't on my team, nah.
Why everything so soft nowadays?
Man.
That's a whole nother topic, huh?
A whole nother topic. I mean, but you know, we can speak on it if you want to. What's your problem, Mike?
I don't know, man. Just flagrant fouls would be real weak, and everything's just soft nowadays. You can't say this, you can't do that. It's soft.
See a Bill Laimbeer closeout.
Football.
A man can't talk trash to you. You soft as a player. You gotta be able to block that out. So I heard y'all just kind of baseball, but them outfielders be catching hell from the fans in the outfield.
I mean,
but you know, they take it. They don't get distracted.
I think outfielders welcome a little trash talk. They be bored as hell out there. You know.
But they talk trash to the batter on deck. Everybody gets trash talk in baseball.
I mean, you get trash talk in any sport, but.
So you saying the fans should be able to say whatever they want to say?
Yeah, you're getting millions of dollars. You can't let this man that works at McDonald's.
Shout out to Jackie Robinson.
Interrupt your game.
You know what I'm saying? He had to take a lot of trash talk. You know, unfortunate trash talk. So look, we spoke on football just a little bit. We're gonna talk about it a little bit more. Draft just ended. You know, it's a lot of Redskin fans up here. What are you, Sean? Are you a Redskin fan as well?
Yes, sir. I'm a Skins fan.
Oh, so it's only me, only lonely Cowboy fan. Okay.
You should sing hell to the Redskins up here, bro.
No, I should not sing that. That's a no-no. You know, don't throw up the axe. We don't have it anymore, Carl. So, y'all actually had a pretty good draft, man. How y'all feel about your picks you got this year? So this is a unanimous Redskins panel to my left.
I'll let you speak on it.
Oh no, yeah. I'm excited. They did some great things. Got Deron Payne first round, so now we got Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne as our D tackles. It's gonna be crazy. You know, they're gonna be able to really cause havoc. Then second round we traded back, got Darius Geis. So Geis, man, that's gonna be. He's gonna put a lot of people on notice. What's an interesting fact about him is he has the second highest yard per carries in the SEC, only behind Bo Jackson.
Of all time?
All time.
I ain't know that.
All time. So I'm excited to kind of see what he's going to do.
He fell in the draft though, right?
Fell in the draft because of character concerns. Yeah. So it's like, you know.
I was a little salty when I saw that pick come.
Yeah, it's gonna be all right. But then we picked up a third round pick, and you know, so forth and so on. So we got some, and then our seventh round pick, Trey Quinn. You know what I'm saying? Be on the lookout.
Man, y'all got a couple players from HBCUs too, you know, right after
undrafted free agents.
And so
Montez Carter, Grambling University.
Yeah. I was, you know, as a Cowboy fan, I couldn't even hate. I was proud that some HBCU players got picked up. So it was
Doug Williams.
I was about to say Doug Williams did the picking, right?
Doug Williams.
Yeah. So
my favorite pick in the draft this year was Tim Settle,
okay.
tackle out of Virginia Tech. He was projected to go in the late second, early third. Picked him up in the fifth round. This guy's behemoth. He's a space eater, so I see Deron Payne actually playing an end position along with Jonathan Allen, and then we plug Tim Settle in the middle, and a name that a lot of people are forgetting about. That's on our roster is Phil Taylor. That guy, he came out of Baylor some years ago. So I think our defensive line is pretty
Shout out, Gwyn Park. we put him in the league.
Y'all put him in the league. Y'all usually put a lot of linebackers in the league,
That's
right?
what we do.
Got linebackers and safeties.
Oh Lord.
Most state championships.
Man, look.
So
what you saying, Sean, is the Cowboys gonna have some problems running the ball in y'all this year?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. I don't know what to say about that.
They comparing Tim Settle to Vince Wilfork.
Yes.
So that's the type of talent they say we have.
Oh yeah.
We play 3-4. We play 3-4, right?
Matter of fact,
and those is important in 3-4.
Yeah, very important.
We turning into Alabama. You know what I'm saying?
I see Alabama. You over there?
We Alabama.
Y'all see how many picks they put in? 12
picks, man. They killing. So
you go to Alabama, you automatically go into the league.
the league.
But your boys, man. I mean, y'all got that linebacker.
We had some solid picks. Honestly, with our picks, for me personally, they're projects as far as I'm concerned. They have potential, but it's a wait and see situation. Whereas the guys I picked up, you pretty confident they'll produce, early on. But I see what they're trying to do with the first pick we have. Tall linebacker. I think they're looking for an Urlacher or a Rolando McClain replacement because he was tall in the middle of the defense, but I mean he couldn't check nobody. Too slow. So I don't know where this guy going at 6'4", 265.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Is Dax overrated?
I don't think he is. I think that he was playing off of a Romo playbook. And they tried to tailor it to him with the pieces they had there. That's why they were so willing to get rid of Dez. Because Dez don't fit the makeup of what he used to play with. If he has a tall receiver or a big body receiver, they have speed. They're slow as the molasses out here. He's not getting no separation, even if he run a decent route. That's if. Then, he always had a run game, but he also ran more of a shotgun offense. And they've been under. You had to go under the center a lot more because if you spread it out, you wasn't getting poles, you wasn't getting no separation by majority of the receivers. I knew he was waiting. Yeah. We got some childish people in the studio. Shout out to the audience. So, I don't think, I give him this year to show me a little bit more. He did make some bad decisions. I'm not discounting that at all. He was a little hurried, like people anticipated he would be. That folks had film on him. You have some different blitzes coming up. I think he reads the defense okay. I'm not gonna say well, decent enough for being a second player. He just didn't execute properly. So the jury is out for this year, and I'll judge him after this. Now, if you come to me next year and you doing the same stuff, I'm gonna have to, give you some different words there, Mike. But right now, I'm not gonna give up on him just yet. But we also need some defense to get some stops. Yeah. A young quarterback like that don't need to be on the field all game.
Shout out to Jerry Jones, brother. Keep doing what you're doing.
Killing me, man. Killing me.
I like Jason Garrett.
We refuse to go get a safety, y'all. Get a safety.
Y'all doing a good job.
Shout out Jason Witten. So look, we're gonna go to the 2-minute drill here. Now, just quick questions. It could be yes or no or quick explanation. Melo, he's gonna play next year. Is your man now a 6-man or a starter?
A bum. I agree.
Okay, bum across the board. 6-man. 6-man.
Overrated.
He ain't learned from Iverson, y'all. He ain't learned. Selfish. Bag secure.
Oh yeah.
Only. Okay. All right.
All about the money.
All right.
Just bad decisions altogether.
Okay.
Check out.
Stay there. You disappeared. Is this your starter? Wakanda. So, all right. Next year, 2019. Will the Lakers be a playoff team? Whether they get a big time free agent or they keep their core that they have now? Do you think they'll make the playoffs?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely.
Even if they get like a PG or Kawhi?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
They too far down in the West to come up.
Will LeBron go out there?
Playoffs.
Playoffs.
Like shit.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know because the
Lonzo Ball career be over with because he can't play point guard no more.
But the lowest winning total for a playoff team out there was 45 wins.
Yes.
Lakers had.
It's tough sledding out there.
They were in the 30s.
I think they won 26 games this year.
26?
26, and the year before.
I give them more than 26. I think they had like 30.
30s.
Yeah, they had some in 30.
But if they, Google, they're gonna continue to improve. We Bing, Microsoft.
You blowing me, guys.
I'm just playing.
Little plug. Hey, give my man a raise, Microsoft. My man out here plugging y'all, man. He got payments to make. All right, so next. Since, we all like teams in the NFC East, who's going to win the division this year?
To the Redskins.
Redskins? Okay.
I gotta go Eagles.
I said realistically, but okay. You going Eagles? You going? What you going, son?
I think I'm gonna go Eagles.
You gonna go Eagles?
But my second is the Skins.
If these new linemen work out for the Giants, it might be them. Nobody talks about them.
Oh yeah, they got
Saquon.
Saquon. Oh
Saquon will be tough.
Yeah, they're always the sleeper for some reason. Yeah. Nobody talks about them. Then they Super Bowl. I'm like, oh, what happened? All right, so real quick, pick one: Kobe or LeBron? Kobe.
Kobe.
Mm.
Kobe.
Ooh.
I'm a diehard Kobe fan though.
Oh, okay. I go Kobe too. I ain't mad at that.
Explain.
So for me,
I said this man is a goat.
who? I ain't say he was a GOAT. I didn't say LeBron
He's
was
the
a GOAT.
greatest right now.
Why y'all say Kobe over LeBron?
I need somebody that's gonna go out there and be a dog.
That killer instinct.
That's it.
I relate to the dog.
And LeBron don't play D like that no more anyway. So that's one of the things too. And Kobe gonna get.
Shout. Pauses. Can you
Sorry
hit a
about that.
pause?
Kobe don't play deep. LeBron don't play defense like that.
Oh,
All
okay.
right, let me clear
You
up
gotta
my
use
statements
your
out.
words.
Yeah. LeBron, Kobe was a complete basketball player.
And then Muscle, he say he ain't giving no explanation. Kobe. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The it factor.
Five-time world champion.
Well, yeah.
Ran in three armors with Shaq.
Yeah, say less.
Yeah.
All right, it's a little baseball. You want Stanton or Judge? As far as hitting home runs.
I'm a Bryce Harper fan, but he's not on here. So,
yeah, he's not.
Stanton tends to strike out a lot too. So I would have to go Aaron Judge. But this is only his second year.
It's not completely proven. Yeah. What about you, Sean? You in the baseball, man? What you think on that?
I think they both strike out a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
More than any slugger should. But if I had to choose, I'm gonna go Stanton.
He's talking slugger percentages. Interesting. Mike, you got any thoughts on it?
I take Judge.
You take Judge?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Carlos Stanton because he secured the bag from his home runs. Anyway, next and last but not least, Coach Phil Jackson, that is, or Coach K.
Ooh. Yes.
Yes.
I'm going Coach K.
Going Coach K?
Yeah, I'm going Coach K.
What about you?
I'm a Duke fan, but I'm gonna go with Phil.
Disloyal. You going Coach K?
Coach K.
I'm a Duke fan. Holla at me. Coach K. No Phil. Why Coach K? Man, look, he built that school up. From the ground up, and he's continuously done well even before he received the grand talents he has now. The thing that people always say is, "Oh, Duke don't produce real NBA players." Well, for a school with not real NBA players, they doing a whole lot of winning. So that speaks to the coaching.
Have y'all been to Cameron Indoor? Yeah. Seen it?
Yeah.
It's like a high school
It
gym.
is very tiny.
And the way how he built that program up, Coach Phil, but he always did what he did with great players too.
That's
so
right.
I haven't seen him take. You saw what he did as a GM. He was horrible. But I haven't seen him take. If he took and I'm just keep talking the Wizards, and brought a team like that to the championship status, then I can respect that even more. But Coach K built his program with less than players. Then now he's able to recruit great players. Now, but that was a process.
Yeah, now, but.
So, now that he started coaching the Olympics teams, I play into him getting the top recruit.
More likely.
Like Kyrie, come on, I introduced you.
More likely, ain't no doubt in that. That's what happens. But
and that's what LeBron said he would have played for.
Phil wasn't coaching the team unless he had dogs on the team. So exactly. So there you go.
Now I would have been interested to see. It would have been interesting to see if Coach K, because remember it was a rumor that he was gonna go to the Lakers at one point. This was probably 10 years ago now.
Yeah.
But if he would have did that, I'd have been interested to see how we're doing.
See, my take on it, it's different coaching college kids than it is coaching.
Yeah, you're right.
Grown men that make millions and millions of dollars, and Kobe's and Jordans, and you got to deal with their personalities, and you got to make them mesh together. Coach K is a dictator. Like, you're a college kid. If I tell you to do something, you're going to do it. But then to have Kobe and Mike and Biden and stuff and create that's a lot of work.
Coach Phil did allow Dennis Rodman to do Dennis Rodman. Like he just that was the type of dude, and they were successful.
He said, Dennis, look, do your dirt, don't get caught. And Dennis, they had some people to help Dennis out, probably, I'm sure. So, look, man, I appreciate. Oh, first of all, shout out to the Caps.
Caps, come on.
They're up 3-2 in the Eastern Conference semis. Don't let us down, man.
Don't let us down, man.
Don't fail us, man. We can't take no more. I'm not even a DC sports fan on the rest of the teams, but I do root for the Caps. I can't tell. I don't know how y'all survived, man.
The Nats came back and won today too. Put that out there.
Okay.
Walk off.
Shout out to you can speak on it. You got the details.
I'm a Nats fan, so I watch it.
I'm a part-time now. I'm a really O's fan. I never left them. You know what I'm saying? I was always an O's fan, but I ain't got nothing against the Nats.
Nats fan?
I'm loyal to the Orioles.
Yeah. Okay.
I left the Orioles, though.
I'm not mad at you.
As soon as DC got a team, we kicked the little bros up north, man. Stay right here.
Bryce gone next year?
Probably so.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, he gonna get paid a lot.
He's the man that he gonna have like a $400 million contract.
And baseball is like number 2, number 3 here. So he probably go to somewhere like Chicago where it's
dog named Wrigley.
Yeah, man. So if you do keep him, who you gonna be able to have on the team? You gonna be affording anybody?
They ain't got no cap over there. But look out for Victor Robles. He's AAA team on the AAA squad. He just got hurt. Yeah, he just got hurt, but he's gonna be the next thing.
Shout out to Mr. Robles.
Yeah.
That's how you say it? I don't know how to say his name.
Yes, man.
Okay.
4 years in Spanish, I don't know nothing.
No, all right. Well, look, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the Huddle. Also, select the bell so you can get notifications to know when we're going live and when we're posting different things. We thank everybody for tuning in. Gentlemen, I thank you for joining us, sharing your opinions, basketball and football aficionados, as people say. But tune in next week, check us out, and welcome to the Huddle.